Hi, this is Craig from turbulencetraining.com. Today I want to do a little bit of a lesson on how to train your back at home with dumbbells. In a lot of my articles I talk about the importance of training your upper back because that's one of the hot zones for your metabolism, lots of muscle mass there, so you can really boost your metabolism by training that area. But a lot of people have problems training that area at home because they don't have access to a chin-up bar or they don't have access to an adjustable bar where they can do some inverted bodyweight rows, lying on the ground and rowing your body weight up. So that leaves us with the simple dumbbell and a bench and a ball or whatever else you have at home. But there are quite a few exercises that you can do to train your lats and your rhomboids and your scapular retractors and your posterior deltoids. So today we're going to go over a bunch of those exercises to hopefully give you some more variety to improve the training, improve your enjoyment of your training at home. So the first exercise we're going to do is called Dumbbell Pullover. It's a classic Arnold Era bodybuilding exercise. It's not my favorite exercise because when you stretch position, you're going to feel like you're pulling your arms out of your socket. So do be very conservative when you do this. But this exercise will train your chest, your abdominals, but we're trying to train our lats with this one. So one way to do it is to lie regular on a bench, holding the dumbbell over your chest, slight bend in your arms, and lowering it back. And you'll feel a stretch right about here in your lats, and you're going to pull it over, and this is where your chest starts to do some of the work as you get closer. So just down, feel a stretch in your lats, and that's where you're using your lats to pull the dumbbell up. And again, it's a bit of a precarious position there at the bottom, so do be careful. Another way to do this exercise is to lie crossways across the bench. It allows you more stretch in the lats at the bottom of the position. But again, obviously the more stretch also makes it a little bit more of a risky exercise. So again, be very careful, use very conservative weight when you're first trying this exercise. And we're just going to lie across the bench like this. I'm keeping my hips up and my glutes contracted and my abs braced. And you can lower the dumbbell again just like that. A little bit more stretch at the bottom position and up. And again, that's an exercise that's working, again, your chest, your abdominals, you feel it as you bring the dumbbell back up, and your lats. But again, those just don't compare to a chin-up or a pull-up. So the next exercise we're going to do is we're going to do some dumbbell rows. Using the bench, there's several variations that you can do. We're just going to start with the basic dumbbell row that's in a lot of my programs. Left hand on the bench, left knee on the bench, back leg slightly bent. Butt back, abs braced, back flat, and rowing the dumbbell up from full extension up to your hip. Keeping the elbow close into the side in this version. And that's your basic dumbbell row. Now you can switch it up, still keeping your dumbbell row, but take your hand so that your palm is now facing towards your foot and your elbow out. So now we're doing an elbow out dumbbell row, and changing the emphasis on the lats and the upper back a little bit. So it's variety. You're going to be a little bit weaker in this one with the elbow out and the palm facing towards the foot. Now using the left hand or the hand on the bench and the knee on the bench gives you great support and allows you to use the most weight possible in a dumbbell row. But you can also remove your support system and do those exercises one arm at a time. So now you're going to be using less weight in the exercise, but you're going to be using more of your abdominals and also the supporting muscles in your legs to keep yourself in that proper position. And you can just do your rows like that, of course, with the elbow out position as well. Or you can switch it up and use two dumbbells. If you don't have a barbell at home, you can still do two different types of double arm rowing, bent over rowing, so you can do it with the elbows in. You're going to be a little bit stronger in this one. Or this one, this position with the elbows out and hands over, makes it look like you're doing barbell rowing. Once you go with that hand out, or hand facing your feet, elbow out, you start to work your posterior delts a little bit more. And the last exercise we're going to do, works your posterior delts quite a bit. And we're just going to do some side lateral raises in a bent over position. Just out to the side and back down. Very strong contraction for the posterior delts. Obviously with the lateral raises, the more bent over you get, the more you move the stress to the back of the shoulder and even between your shoulder blades for the rhomboids. As you move to a more standing position, you start to recruit more of the medial delts, and as you get to an upright position, you're using medial delts and anterior delts as well. So those are just a bunch of dumbbell exercises you can do for variety, for training your upper back and your lats at home when you don't have a cable row machine, when you don't have a pull-up bar, and when you're trying to get as much work as you can done with just simply a bench, dumbbells, or even just dumbbells alone. And that's our lesson for today. We'll see you next week on turbulencetraining.com on YouTube.